Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another exciting episode of On the Spot, powered by Jet Production Company. And today we're located right here in Southampton County, right off of Highway 58 at the Southampton Motorplex. Stay tuned. Let's go. All right, y'all, so I'm here now with the track coordinator here at Southampton Motorplex, Chris DeBord. Chris, come on in, man.
Jet, man, thanks for having me, dude.
How you doing? Hey, listen, thank you so much for inviting us out here to the track. You guys got some exciting things coming up. But before we get into any of that, can you tell me who you are and outside of the track coordinator here at Southampton Motorplex?
Well, my name is Chris DeBord. I'm a native of Rockville, Maryland. I lived up near Baltimore for about a decade before moving down to South Prince George early last year. So now a Virginia local, being about half hour from the track, being able to take care of anything that takes care of whether it be racing, drifting, anything here. My background in motorsports, I've been drifting for almost 2 decades. My father owned a repair shop for the better part of 3 decades. So obviously it comes in the family, turning wrenches and having fun with cars. So realistically, it just makes sense that I end up here after almost 40 years on the planet.
Wow, wow. So when did you fall in love with the track, man? When did you fall in love?
So it wasn't my first love. I was actually looking at a track out in Oklahoma, Cam's Acres, at the end of 2022. I was kind of finishing up some business stuff in Maryland, really looking for a change of scenery. And then a couple of other people I ran into found this place.
Okay.
Long story longer, we moved forward with 2023. Myself and 2 other partners created an LLC to be able to work with the owner, David Atkinson, to be able to get on a lease to own. We reopened August of 2023, had a grand reopening. Was drifting mainly. There was some go-kart action here. There was some grudge matches, spectator race style stuff.
Okay.
And unfortunately, they lost their lease in September. Dave reached back out to me as I had left their partnership in November and wanted to see if I wanted to get something going. So here we are. Still is Southampton Motor Speedway, but we are trying to rebrand into the Southampton Motorplex strictly because there's gonna be a lot more things going on this property than just this racetrack.
Okay. And that's the part that's exciting to me because this track has been a staple here on 58 in Southampton County for years. I would say, early 90s?
Yeah, so it was dirt track before it was asphalt.
Okay.
96, David Atkinson purchased it and then repaved the entire facility. There were still inner walls and everything like that. It looked a little bit different, but not too much. And then they had circle track racing here until about 2004, I believe. And then Dave had to shut down. And then my old organization came in almost 20 years later.
Okay, that sounds good, man. So now that you are rebranding and going from Southampton Motor Speedway to the Motorplex, what's some of those things that you guys are planning to add for this rebrand?
Well, Mr. Atkinson already had permits pulled a couple of years ago to put an 1/8 mile strip, drag strip on the facility.
Oh, nice.
Without having to do any kind of extra land clearing or anything like that. Also, I'm looking forward to meeting with the board of directors for Southampton County here in the spring. I want to add a mud pit. I want to be able to add a dirt contingent to the facility that people keep asking. Bring back dirt racing. It's not going to happen on this track, but we'll have a hole in the back for everybody to play around it. So we'll have something for the locals.
Yeah, that's good, man. And I know that you guys are gearing up for a big event coming up soon. What's some of the things that people can look for at these events?
So realistically, drifting is my bread and butter. I know what I'm good at. I'm going to stick with it. That is where I call on other organizations like the World Karting Association. I've been talking a lot with Mike Diaz down at Southern National Motorsports Park, Chuck Hall, Langley Speedway.
Gotcha. Okay.
Trying to educate me on the circle track stuff. I don't want to go in this guns a-blazing. I want to be very precise. I am looking forward to going to the PRI show in Indianapolis here in a couple of weeks, meeting other track owners and coordinators, and again, learning more that I don't know, just to be able to attack things the right way, properly, professionally, and then getting things on track.
Oh man, that's exciting. That's exciting. So when you start talking about the drifting and things like that, and you're the drifting guru, you know, you're the drifting guru.
I've been around the block.
So what, for anybody who's looking to get into drifting, do you offer some type of training or classes here, or will you be doing something like that?
Education is 100% something that I like to specialize in, not just on track, but off track as well. If you really are 100% unaware of what drifting is, I actually host my own podcast that focuses 100% on grassroots drifting, education, and awareness. I interview pro drivers, judges, people all across the globe that are being able to contribute not just to professional levels, but to grassroots motorsport, which is what we specialize in.
Yeah.
I also do on-track classes. We able to do the Toolworks Drift Ed out here on the Southampton Motor Speedway track. You could be able to bring your own car. I also have rental cars available. We also have the private days. If you have a couple of cars that you want to have come out here, test some suspension, test some setups or whatever, we have those opportunities too. So realistically, you don't have to just show up to an event. The track is available for private rentals when we are not in use, be able to make sure everybody can come out here and have a good time no matter what the day is.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. And I'm sure that's an exciting thing for people who just want to come out here and just, come run their car, make sure everything is going good and stuff like that.
The nice thing is that I'm local. I don't have to worry about, coming from Baltimore 30 weekends out of that 1 year.
Yeah.
That was 4 hours one way, and I was doing it almost 30 weekends out of the year. Now, I'm half hour up the road.
Yeah.
I bring the dog, we unlock the gates, we sign the waivers, get the insurance going. Everybody has a good time.
Nice. So one thing I know about you, man, you take safety serious.
Absolutely.
You take safety serious. So, what's some of the things that I would say used to be the track culture here, or whatever the case may be, that may be changing going forward as far as what you guys are looking to do?
Now, I wasn't involved too much after about November of 2023 with the organization. I don't want to speak too much on what was allowed from a professional standpoint, but optics, outside looking in, there was a negative stigma from some individuals in the drifting community, both locally and regionally.
Okay.
Biggest thing is making sure that we follow things by the book and there are no cutbacks. Helmet is the one big thing. So with it being 2025, a lot of people don't know this is a gap year for helmets.
Okay.
So SA 2015 and 2025 is allowed for this year, but next year it's 2020 and 2025.
Gotcha.
So you need to be able to invest in proper safety equipment. Having a fire extinguisher bolted into every car. I don't care if it's a street Corvette or a full-blown race car.
Yeah.
Fire can happen to anybody at any time. I've caught on fire myself 3 times in 18 years, and all 3 times were not fun. But I had a fire extinguisher in my car every time, and it saved tens of thousands of dollars of damage.
And your life.
Well, yeah, there's that too. Proper attire is also in there. We're not going to be out there in Crocs and bikinis. Be able to make sure that you have long pants, closed-toed shoes, and at least something with a sleeve at the bare minimum. Working seatbelts, whether it be factory or aftermarket harnesses, need to be properly installed and affixed to the vehicle. If you have a roll cage or a harness bar, that needs to be put in properly. I don't want to see Stevie Wonder welds and all sorts of nonsense that doesn't look safe. Again, we're going to have cars out here. You're going to be able to have passengers if you have a ride-along pass. A pit pass. You can ride along in these vehicles. Myself, anyone that has a passenger seat and is able to take care of this, you can ride along in a drift car with a pit pass here. You can't really do that for much places in other forms of motorsports, at least, right?
Yeah, that's it. So this is actually my first time actually coming to the track. Grew up right here, but I've never actually been to the track, right? So this is my first time coming. And what would you say to people like me who has never came out to the track or even know what the track has to offer when you have an event stuff? What would you say to those people to get them to come on out and check it out?
Well, biggest breakdown is just what the facility is. So this is a 61.11 acre facility. The track is a 4/10 mile tri-oval, the only tri-oval in the Eastern Seaboard.
Nice.
We have 175,000 square feet of paved infield. So you want to be able to talk about coming out here. It's a multi-use facility. We do have restrooms on site. We are within 15 minutes of Emporia, 15 minutes of Franklin, multiple locations to not only eat and be able to sleep, but also be able to shop and be able to help influx the local community and stuff. There's also a lot of events that are in the area that we like to be able to work with. We have Southampton County Fair is a huge one. We're looking forward to seeing them next year. And anything really else. The Franklin Cruisin' is another one. Been talking with Christine Hill about trying to be able to get something going on here. Also, Justin over at Eastside Rides, been able to get in touch with him to be able to make sure that we can be able to have some partnership. But sponsorship is the biggest thing. We want to be able to make sure the community trusts us to be able to integrate and be able to offer something that really is a different experience. Unfortunately, Southampton County hasn't been in the best shape for the past couple of years. And being able to have offerings of opportunities for kids and families, be able to do multiple things, whether it just be, all right, let's go hang out at the track, or let's go to this event that they're having in the track field, or let's go to the mud bog. The little things that be able to give people opportunities to get outside of their bubble, learn something new.
Yeah.
Learn something. You said you've been here your whole life.
And never been.
Never
here.
been,
man.
Let's change that. It's not a generational thing, it's a people thing. We want to be able to get the families out here. We want to get the people out here to understand what the track is about. We just want to have safe fun.
Yeah.
That's all.
So community's big for y'all.
Huge.
And I know that, this is your last event for the year coming up here. But I know next year you're planning on doing a lot more events and things like that for the community too, right?
We've already locked in 2 major rentals with outside organizations, one of them being a drift event, the other one being a small festival style event. I've been in touch with other organizations to be able to do possibly a drive-in movie theater, to be able to have it in an inflatable screen in the big field. Working on getting our kitchen facility up to date with Virginia Department of Health and all the permitting, so we can be able to offer, obviously full stands and stuff.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing is getting some racing back here. Getting some roundy rounds going and really getting some butts in seats to be able to see some fast cars going a circle.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And I know your network goes way out there, as far as people you work with and things like that. What's one of the highlights of your career up to this point?
That's a big one. I got to be able to go to a drift event up in New Jersey last year that was really big for me. It was called the Drift King Battle USA.
Come on now.
They flew in Kiichi Tsuchiya, and for those of you who don't know who that is his nickname is DK. He is the individual in Japan who made drifting what it is.
Oh, wow.
The anime Initial D is actually loosely based off of his life.
Oh, wow.
And I got to meet him. I got to be judged by him. He signed the steering wheel on my competition car. And that was a surreal moment to kind of be full circle, operating so long in this, but that being the kind of the precipice. But you got to be able to keep going up from there. Nobody can plateau. You got to keep going forward. No.
That's it. So you always waiting on that next thing. That's that next big thing.
Yeah,
right?
Being able to appreciate what we've done so far. I mean, the biggest thing was insurance. Without a doubt, insurance was huge. I really appreciate everybody who reached out to me personally and through the track to want to be a volunteer. I wasn't trying to snub anybody, but having no insurance out here, I couldn't risk having volunteers out here with no insurance. However, we will be having at least 2 volunteer days over the winter, and they're going to be able not just for facility maintenance, but also beautification.
Gotcha.
So those are going to be 2 big things that we're going to be doing over the winter, and then look out for our drift schedule. But we also are still entertaining all the other events. We're probably only going to have a handful of drift events next year. One of them being a clinic that will be closed to the public, but it'll be strictly focused on instruction. But I still want to be able to keep those weekends open for other organizations to be able to come in and rent the track. Okay. But then also do some non-drift events as well, like you were saying. Community engagement, man. That's what we're doing.
Nice, man. Well, I'm excited, man, about all that you guys are doing. And basically, it's always been hard to find, like, hey, who's responsible? Who can we talk to? Who's the point of contact? So when I found you and we've been able to build this relationship now, I say that, you're the face now. You're the face of the track and pretty much. So is that one of those things that you want people to come to you if they're looking to do anything, or if they're looking to network or partner with things? Do they come to you, or is their email address? Or
as much as I love interacting and communicating with every individual here, I wish I could talk to everybody. However, my personal social media and contact information is not the best way. I actually have some people on the backside of the track social media and email who are helping me. So if you email or DM me directly, there's a chance that something may get lost in the sauce, and I don't want that to happen. Right. So if you are looking to be able to get in contact with us for not just information on upcoming events, but also our rentals, our education program, or anything track related, make sure to email at us as go.race.sms@gmail.com. To find us on Facebook at Southampton Motorplex. We are getting an IG.
Okay.
It is 20. It's about to be 26.
Baby steps, right?
But hey, I'm out here with a push broom and then on the phone at the same time. I can only do so much at one time. But we are working through things. And again, we got that event coming up this weekend. We're excited to have that. I do want to shout out some of our partners.
Yeah, go ahead.
We are very thankful to have O'Reilly sponsoring our competition this weekend. We also want to be able to thank Justin at Eastside Rides for being able to get me in touch with not only yourself, but other individuals in the community, really networking and getting ingrained. Without a doubt, thank you, Dave Atkinson, for trusting me and putting me on the spot and making sure to remind me with every phone call every day of how awesome this is. But when you see a 76-year-old man who was here almost 30 years ago, when you see that twinkle in his eye and the excitement, Dude, it makes everything.
So this
good.
is his baby right here.
Oh man,
this is his baby.
He was on the motor grader, and I was behind him with the skid steer, and you could just see he was like a 15-year-old
just
on
having
power
fun, man.
play.
Yeah,
And it's,
so I'm sure that just gives you even more of a boost. You know?
mean, you got to be able to have that excitement and that love for it,
Yeah.
but also being able to bring this into the 21st century and adapting to, all right, hey, this may have worked in 96, this is going to work in 2026, and that's where we're at.
Nice, man. Well, look, I'm looking forward to getting in one of these cars, man. I want to see the experience. You know, I ain't never been in a drift car before, man. So, you know, I'm a little scared because I done seen y'all hit walls and all that kind of crazy stuff. But I'm trying to see, you know, how that is. So you willing to take me out there on the track, man? And show
I got
me a
the
little
rental car
something?
warmed up.
All
So
right,
if you're
let's
ready,
go.
I got a helmet. We go. Ready?
Let's go, man.
All right, let's go. Let's do this.
Y'all see me, right? Here we go.
Oh, glory, glory. All right, fall in there. Bonk. All right, cool. So you're gonna do your lap first. This should have this one right here. All right, so this is gonna go into here.
But the man say, I can't see what this thing on.
All right, you should be wiggle around pretty good.
Yep, I'm good.
All right, watch your elbows.
All right.
This may seem self-explanatory, but I gotta tell everybody, okay? Don't touch this, don't touch this, don't touch this. You either hold on to something, grab here, or grab there. Just be careful, this is sharp, so I do suggest grabbing up top right there.
Okay.
And then we'll do a big huck, and then we'll maybe do some little transitions, just a little fun stuff, okay?
Nice, man. I'm ready.
Gotta quit it. I ain't about what you said, so I said it. You can take it back, you made your bed, don't let it.
Let's go!
Ain't no going back and forth. What we had lost is worth. Might as well close the door before this go any further. Never had a lot of friends, cause at a young age I see most friendships don't last anyway. People smile in your face, they can't wait to get away. To call the ops and tell them everything you got up on your plate. I don't listen to it. This thing, that's that, man. That's what it is.
That was fun! Man! I like it! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Hey, that's a three! That's a three! So how is it for? Oh man! That's crazy, man! Oh listen! That's crazy! My goodness! Hey listen! Hey, I might get into drifting, man. That's what I want to hear. I might get into drifting. I might need me a new career. Oh. Woo. Hey. Hey.
I think we had fun.
Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Oh, man. That was crazy. That was crazy. I loved it, though. I loved it. This has been another episode of On the Spot. I'm El Terrel, Chris DeBord. We'll see you next time. That's a wrap.
What's going on, guys? Chris DeBord here at the beautiful Southampton Motorplex in Southampton County, Virginia, located in beautiful Capron, Virginia. We will see you here at the Motorplex.